Good Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us on Kare 11 News Now. I'm Megan McPherson. We're following some breaking news from overnight. Minneapolis police say they are investigating a homicide after finding a man dead inside a home. Officers say they were called to the home on Bryant Avenue North just before 9 last night for reports of a shooting. They found a 69-year-old man killed by what appeared to be a gunshot wound. They're working to figure out what led up to the shooting, but police say it does not appear to be random. The fight to keep HCMC open is going strong this morning, with clergy beginning a 24-hour vigil to pray for the hospital's fate and nurses holding a rally. It comes one day after Senate lawmakers approved major funding. Alicia Lewis has details.
The state Senate approved a bill giving $150 million to Minnesota's biggest safety net hospital. As it says, it's in a deep financial crisis, mainly because of unpaid medical bills. The bill, which still hasn't cleared committees in the House, would give HCMC $50 million this year and $100 million next. But hospital advocates say it's a short-term solution and that it doesn't fix the hospital's long-term problem. Each chamber still has a proposal to raise a 0.15% Hennepin County sales tax, originally used to build Target Field to help fund the county's hospitals. The Senate's proposal would raise that sales tax to 0.25%, which they say would bring in $85 million each year. The House bill would increase it almost sevenfold to 1%, collecting $342 million annually.
Federal prosecutors have released an indictment against 3 family members accused of assaulting a Turning Point USA reporter outside the Whipple building. It comes after an anti-ICE protest there earlier this month. Video, as you see here, shows Savannah Hernandez being pushed and hit. 4 people were arrested that day. 3 of them are from the same family, all charged with assault. On Instagram, Hernandez said she's happy with the FBI and DOJ, saying, quote, "Justice is coming." This morning, a law banning AI nudification technology in Minnesota is heading to the governor's desk. It bars people from using AI to create sexually explicit photos or videos using someone's picture. The bill makes it easier for people to bring lawsuits if their images have been altered. Once signed, it will take effect in August, and lawmakers say Minnesota is the first state in the country to pass this ban. Right now, a growing debate over the Minnesota state flag 2 years after it was adopted. Cities including Inver Grove Heights, Champlin, and Elk River recently deciding to fly the old state flag on city property. The 3 biggest reasons we heard include the decision to not include the creation of a new flag on the ballot. Several people say they simply don't like the design, saying they don't think it represents Minnesota. And lastly, some people feel it looks similar to the Somali flag. We talked with 2 people who were on the flag commission. Take a listen.
This conspiracy theory, which seems to be one of the most prevalent out there, is just absolutely false. People who claim that this flag doesn't mean anything or has nothing to do with Minnesota are simply choosing not to learn what this flag actually symbolizes.
The biggest thing that's causing this ruckus is the fact that we didn't get to choose whether we wanted it or not.
An important note, under current Minnesota state statute, municipalities are not required to fly the new state flag. Right now, we are getting slammed with the economic impacts of the war with Iran. Gas prices are soaring, and the Federal Reserve voted to keep interest rates steady. All this as peace talks between the U.S. and Iran remain up in the air. NBC's Alice Barr is in Washington with details.
Hi there. President Trump was pressed by reporters on whether the blockade of Iranian ports will be enough to force nuclear talks or if there'll be another round of strikes. He said he didn't know. It depends, and that talks with Iran are ongoing by phone, but won't happen in person for now. We're all feeling it.
The gas prices are insane. They are too high.
Look at this, $5.49 a gallon. It cut in my bottom line. And I'm out there to make money.
Gas prices rising again overnight to a national average of $4.30 a gallon, the highest since the start of the war with Iran, forcing the conflict's economic impact into sharp focus.
It's pretty painful.
In another sign, the Federal Reserve opting not to lower interest rates, citing uncertainty over the war's impact on inflation.
It's so unknowable because how long will the strait be closed?
President Trump weighing potential military options to clear the bottleneck in the critical Strait of Hormuz, according to 2 sources, while adamant the U.S. blockade of Iranian ports is working.
Now they have to cry uncle. That's all they have to do, just say, we give up.
we give up. But their economy is really in trouble.
President Trump saying the blockade stays until Iran agrees it won't have a nuclear weapon.
They've come a long way. The question is whether or not they're going to go far enough.
That as top Pentagon leaders defended the war's success under a grilling from Democrats on Capitol Hill.
You and the president have offered ever-changing reasons for this war. You've misled the public about the progress of the war.
Your hatred for President Trump blinds you to the truth of the success of this mission and the historic stakes that the president is addressing.
The Pentagon putting the war's price tag so far at $25 billion, though not saying how much more it could cost before the war ends. A new Kepler report shows Iran is losing up to $250 million a day in oil revenue and running out of space to store oil, though the payment cycle means money won't stop flowing in for another 3 to 4 months. While here at home, rising jet fuel prices are driving up airfares too, with some airlines already cutting flights. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Today, the mastermind of the Feeding Our Future fraud scheme is back in court to address new accusations. Amy Bach, the former executive director of the defunct nonprofit, is accused of orchestrating a leak campaign from jail to minimize her role in the $300 million pandemic scheme. New court documents say Bach directed her son to send hundreds of pages of protected court documents to reporters and GOP lawmakers using a fake name and email address. Today's hearing is scheduled for 1. Some young fighters at Gillette Children's got a chance to see crime fighters in action. It was all part of the hospital's annual Superhero Day. Take a look at this. Members of the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office and a SWAT team rolled onto the campus of the hospital, suited up as superheroes, and rappelled down the parking ramp. It's like a scene straight out of an action movie. They also stopped inside to meet the kids and their families. One patient tells us it was a chance to just feel like a kid again.
I had OT in the morning, and then I just have PT, and then we got to see all the superheroes, of course, jumping off the building, which is pretty cool. It was different for sure, getting out of that room and getting out of the gym, obviously, so it was pretty cool feeling like you're a normal kid again. So it was pretty fun.
Oh, so glad they had that experience. Charlize says she should be discharged from the hospital in mid-May after having a brain tumor removed. Wishing her all the best. Wild and Wolves fans, tonight is your night. Both teams have the chance to make Minnesota sports history as they head into Game 6 of their playoff series at home. We'll start on the ice. Puck drop in St. Paul set for 6:30. A win tonight, and Minnesota advances to the second round, something this franchise has not done in more than a decade. The Wild have dominated Dallas at 5-on-5 play, outscoring the Stars 11-3 through 5 games, but history hasn't been on their side. Minnesota has lost both previous playoff matches against Dallas in 2016 and 2023. A chance tonight, though, to flip that script. Head coach John Hines says even with a chance to clinch, the approach stays the same.
You take each game for what it is. I mean, each game has been highly competitive, highly contested. You know, tomorrow night's not going to be any different. So it's not about, controlling what we can't control. We want to make sure that we're focused on what we can control. Like I said, even after last night, it's, today's a rest and recovery day. Coaches do work. We get ourselves prepared. We meet tomorrow and we get ready to play, Game 6.
And on the hardwood, the Wolves are going into Game 6 shorthanded again without their starting backcourt. But Game 5 really came down to one thing: turnovers. The Wolves gave it away 25 times and it cost them. Clean that up tonight, though, and they're in control. Defensively, they also need to get back to what's been working this series, setting the tone and forcing Denver to respond. The challenge still real, though. Still no Anthony Edwards and no Dante DiVincenzo. So the pressure shifts to the supporting cast. Ayo Dosunmu and Julius Randle expected to step up once again as this team adjusts on the fly.
So I'm excited about tomorrow. I'm excited about, what we do when we face adversity. That's what it's all about. And it's no better group that I'd rather do it with.
I didn't like our attack mindset the other day. Thought we were kind of weighted on our heels a little bit too much.
Tickets right now to get into Target Center cost about $77, and tip-off is set for 8:30. Put down the DoorDash app and pick up your car keys. Today, more than 100 restaurants are participating in Dining Out for Life. It's all to help the Aliveness Project, benefiting HIV/AIDS services in our communities. You can find a list of participating restaurants at diningoutforlife.org. Such a great cause. Stick with us. More news and weather is coming up after the break.